So that was a big career changer for you now. So everything's moving real fast. All of a sudden now you're on the East Coast, you're doing records for Mobb Deep, big established group. But behind the scenes, how do things work in terms for a producer to make sure you get your royalties, get your publisher, make sure you get the credit for your work?
I mean, that's you know, that's when like the whole, you know, you have to have a good manager and a good lawyer. And I can't say I always did, but I definitely had faith in my like skills, like as a person, you know, just dealing with people, you know, people skills. And I mean, that's not going to get you your check and your credit. And there was some stuff I did early on where you'll hear the stories with everybody, you know, oh yeah, I did that beat, and you know, I did certain things where I didn't get my credit, but I think when the time is right, you know, you're a force where they can't front on you anymore. And sometimes you take a couple L's. I definitely did. I know a lot of other people that did, and you know, it all pays off. So I think a lawyer, more than a manager, a lawyer, because they're the one that's gonna, you know, really go over that contract with you and make sure that, you know, you sign on the right place and what you deserve is gonna, you know, gonna come to you. So I think, yeah, that's very key. And I've been lucky enough to keep the same one for a long time. Sometimes you gotta switch them up. You have, you know, countless lawyers. I've noticed from a lot of big artists, they switch them up a lot, you know. And don't get it twisted, a lot of big artists, they audit the labels all the time to get paid, you know. So, because a lot of people don't know what the audit thing, like, you know, let's say a label owes you money and you hire an auditing company to audit them, spend all this money, and then it's proved that they owe you some money. There's no penalties. All they have to do is pay you. So a lot of big labels, when it's dealing with big money, they just wait for the artist to audit them, you know, because it really doesn't matter to them. They're gonna have to pay that money anyways. So a lot of that goes on, but I think that's on a real high scale. Yeah.
So on the ground level now, for the up and coming artists, what are some of the avenues that they could use in terms of funding for the project? You know, fortunately now in the modern technology, you got the YouTubes. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot now to make a video and to market yourself through the internet. But what are some of the avenues that you would suggest in terms of for funding to get yourself out there?
Like funding? You mean
funding, I guess, to like in your early days when you guys came out, before you were established, when Hooligans came out, you know, who paid for the videos, who paid to have those records done, and stuff like that?
I think these days, and even for myself with like the Gangrene project, for example, a lot of the video concepts, like I remember, you know, having a budget of 50 to 100,000 and Mobb Deep spending 300, 400, 500,000 on videos. You know, Dilated Peoples one time, you know, the song with Kanye spent like, you know, $500,000. And I remember those days, and that's when, you know, when you're on the label, you know, major label side. But over the years, when things kind of shrunk down and, you know, I'm doing a Gangrene project with, oh no, all right. A lot of our concepts for the videos were based on the fact that, all right, what can we do with a small budget? Big budget doesn't always mean great videos, you know, like Erykah Badu's video, you know, when she gets shot, or back in the day, the one everybody went crazy. The D'Angelo video, he's just standing there with his shirt on. How much did that cost? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes you just have to, a lot of the concepts, like the Under Siege video, where we were like in the riots, you know, it was like, just get a green screen and get some riot footage and place us in it. Or, you know, Take Drugs, I think too, was another one where it was based on small budgets. So, you know, YouTube, you know, get your stuff out there on the net. I mean, you know, I'm impressed nowadays about how approachable everybody is. Like, I'm pretty reachable, you know, like on the Twitter or something. Like, I'm there, and all those artists that are out there, they're there, you know, and they check it. So it's, you know, that's amazing to me, because, you know, it was a time, like, if I could have, you know, sent a message to Premiere or something, like, yo, what's up? That wasn't happening, you know, so.
No access.
Nah.
So if people in this room right now, they hit you up on Twitter, would they actually get a reply?
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys heard it from them, you got them on camera?
I'm on there, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so taking a look at your beat production now, going back to Mobb Deep for a minute, I saw some footage, and one of my favorite records from the First Infantry was the Hold You Down with the Nina Sky. That, of course, classic. And I actually saw you guys in the crib making it, and it was you and Prodigy, had the notepad down, and you guys were trying to figure out how you wanted to get the Hold You Down in there. Yeah. It was just a moment. Is it usually like that, or do you usually make a record with the artist in mind, give it to them and see what they think, or are they usually hands-on with you, telling you, like, and you just create it together?
It's funny because I always look back at that clip, and if you look, there was a bunch of food that we had just ordered, and I'm always like, let me see. I'm always trying to see what we ate that day. We had to get that again. That might have been. Did it? Like, see that? We got to order that again. Now, I mean, sometimes it just happened. A friend of mine who was working with us at the time was filming everything that week, and just caught the moment. But that's once you get to know an artist well, like how I know Pierre, I know Evidence. It's like, you really get to make spontaneous music, similar to like how, you know, bands or the JBs or certain people would have just jammed together and come up with a melody on the spot that ends up being a hit record. You know, like that day with Hold You Down, it was like, I can't remember what, I think we were consciously like using the sample because Jay-Z and Just had already done it. Just is my man, and I was just trying to do it a different way. I think we were listening to a bunch of, like one of those CDs where they had a bunch of like Jay-Z samples. And that one came on, I think Pete was like, oh yeah, that's what Jay do, yeah. We should flip it different. And I was like, yeah, maybe I could. You know, Just is my man, so I don't have anything against like doing a record, a sample that somebody else did. Nobody owns it. You know, do it better, do it different. I always respect that. So, you know, and so I didn't even know what we were doing. We were kind of like, I was programming, if you look at that, I was programming the drums while he was rhyming to me. Because P's really quick. Like once he gets an idea, you know, and sometimes I can't even finish the beat. You know, Rock Marcy too, I'm working with him right now, like one of my favorite MCs right now. Same way, won't let me finish the beat. You know, it's like, I gotta wait till they, you know, leave, make the beat and come back so it's completed. But, so, you know, so sometimes those moments are spontaneous, and that happens when you know, work with artists that you know very well. 'Cause, like sending a beat CD, getting a song back via Pro Tools with vocals, and it's cool, but me, I'm really anal about like the vocals placement. Like I think I'm cursed because I can hear it so close. I feel like a millisecond of the vocals are to the left or right. Drums, like I can always tell. It's a feeling thing, and I feel like a lot of when you send sessions back and forth, and sometimes they fly it in, and it fucks up the rhythm of the rhyme. It drops the rhyme in the wrong place, and that's iffy to me. So like I'm always a fan of doing the music together, like the Currency project. We did that whole album together. You know, he came out, like we did it in the studio, and it was like, I preferred that. I said, you want me to send you some beats? After the first session, he said, nah, coming back, we'll just do it here, it's a good vibe. It came out good.
Do you select who you work with, or are you open to the fact that if someone says, I want Alchemist beat, and they got the money to cover it, will you just sell it to them like that, or are you selective and you pick and choose who you work with?
Yeah, I definitely do it as a fan first. You know, money's cool, you know, but it's more, you know, I gotta definitely be into it, and yeah, but I'm not against working with anybody. I don't have any issues. Like my ears are always tuned in. I'm always trying to hear something new, so, you know.
Have you ever made a beat for somebody and it just totally came out bad? Like, I mean, in terms, like you made a hot beat and somebody came and spit on it, just pretty shitted on the production you did?
Like I was upset?
Yeah. Like you said, man, I put my work into this beat's a banger, and this dude just shitted on it.
Yeah, that happens, man. That hurts when that happens, too. Because you start thinking of everybody else, damn, I could've, you know. But, you know, again, myself, I'm really, you could ask Evidence, like, you know, I'm always, nah, it's not good enough, we could do it better, man. I'm always, like, I can tell you, you know, records that became great big records, and I was like, nah, you can say it better, the hook isn't good enough, and then they pushed through and it became good, you know? Like, so, I mean, that's how I am personally, you know, but yeah, when somebody, you know, takes a shit on a beat and it's not right, it hurts.
What up, ScaleXL?